So who will get the vaccine first? That's what everyone's wondering right now. The most recent reports say that some in the food industry are pushing the White House to prioritize them. Meanwhile, shutdowns like the new one in Philly mean restaurant owners are in for some more financial distress. Joining us now live via Zoom to talk about all of this is Ben Fileccia. He's the Director of Operations and Strategy with our state's Restaurant and Lodging Association. Ben, thank you for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me.
So the first things first, can you set the table for us to tell us how is your industry doing right now as we near the end of November?
Right now, everybody's barely surviving. You know, it's not a thriving situation. We've seen so much happen in the past 8 months. There's been so many pivots. There's been so many adaptations. You know, we've gone from having, just takeout and to go to 50% indoors, then back to 25% indoors, and then back to 50% indoors. Today, we see that Philadelphia is closing indoor dining completely. There's just a lot of fear out there. There's employees being laid off. Our industry is the second largest employer in the state, and 20% of those folks are still not back to work. So, and we're seeing dozens of restaurants close every week. It's just a terrible situation right now.
With the announcement of those new restrictions in Philadelphia, do you think that's a death sentence for business owners in that part of our state?
Yeah, for many of them, it is. I mean, they were barely hanging on with 50% indoor dining. The restaurants in Philadelphia have such a small footprint. So, without bar seating, a lot of them couldn't get to 50% period. And now with the winter months approaching, the outdoor dining is, becoming less comfortable.
That's a good way of putting it, definitely. Recently, 15 trade groups, including some from food and retail, asked the White House to prioritize their workers for a potential vaccine. Do you agree with this suggestion?
I do. I believe the hospitality industry are frontline workers. We've been there from day one providing food for the citizens of Pennsylvania. And it's really important that they stay working and, most importantly, that they stay safe.
What is it like for the workers that are in the restaurants right now as they try to stay safe as we see cases increasing across the area?
It's just tough for them. A lot of them were out of work for long periods of time. They're finally able to come back, but, restaurants obviously aren't at 100%. The revenue is not there, but also the unemployment has dried up. Mm-hmm. We're hoping for another round of another CARES Act. We need more PPP money. We just need the financial support right now. And that goes to operators and that goes to the employees as well.
Before we go, to end on a positive note, what are you most proud of about your industry?
I mean, we've just seen this industry is so resilient. We see people fight every day. We see them go to work under the worst circumstances. We've seen some really genius ideas out there to stay afloat. And we've seen the public full support of our industry. And we've seen people helping out more than we've ever seen before. And, if anything, that warms my heart at the end of the day.
Ben, thank you for your time tonight.